Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now let's get in some front page news. We got our guest co-host Claudia Jordan here. What up, Tiz?
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning, Claudia. And the Breakfast Club family.
Yeah, Charlamagne will be back tomorrow. Now let's jump right into sports. Last night, the Vikings took on the Chicago Bears, and the Bears won 12-10. Now let's jump right into Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, once again, we are talking about Mississippi. Now, because of previous reporting on the family of Dexter Wade's fight for justice, you guys remember that. That is the case where the Jackson Police Department buried him in a pauper's grave and failed to alert the family for months. We had Attorney Crump on the show. We talked about it. Claudia, I know you talked about this story as well. Folks had talked about how you brought this to folks' attention. Now, the same thing has happened to the family of 40-year-old Mario Moore from Jackson. Take a listen.
According to the coroner's report, Moore was killed by blunt force trauma to the head. His body was found on the street wrapped in a tarp 8 months before his family ever knew.
That is so sad.
Now he was buried in a pauper's grave behind the county jail without the family's knowledge. I want to give you a little bit more information, but I want you to hear from his mother quickly, Mary Moore Lynn, and what she had to say about it.
They put him in a bag and they just dump him in a grave like they're a dog or something. Who gives you the right to do that?
He was buried on July 14th, the very same day and location as Dexter Wade.
Might I add, they didn't treat him like a dog because white America treats pets, animals far better than they treat black people. Like it's far more outrage when you hear abuse of a dog than abuse of a black man or woman.
Now, authorities say they did make an attempt to contact Mario's family, but did not find enough information on how they were able to, get his information. Now, the coroner's office said that in a report they did try to call the brother, but the number did not work. A police commander told the family that a detective left a card at Mario's mother's house, but neither his mother or brother or two sisters recall being contacted by anyone. So basically they're saying, that's not true, that they were not contacted. And again, they found out in the paper after the other story had been brought to their attention. And before we wrap up, it's interesting you just said that, Claudia, because I wanted to play a quote by Fannie Lou Hamer about black people and, how they've been treated in Mississippi. Fannie Lou Hamer is one of my favorite icon in civil rights. And this is what she had to say in 1968 about respecting black men and black women in Mississippi. Take a listen.
See, Mississippi is not actually Mississippi's problem. Mississippi is America's problem. Because if America wanted to do something about what has been going on in Mississippi, it could have stopped by now. You see, the flag is drenched with our blood because, you see, so many of our ancestors was killed because we have never accepted slavery. We had to live on it, but we've never wanted it. So we know that this flag is drenched with our blood. So what the young people are saying now, give us a chance to be young men, respected as a man, as we know this country was built on the black backs of black people across this country. And if we don't have it, you ain't gonna have it either, because we gonna tear it up. That's what they saying.
Mississippi people that are listening, y'all have the blackest state in America. I think it's 38%, something like that. Y'all got to take back that state. It's disgusting.
It's just disgusting and sad when a family member loses somebody. First and foremost, don't even know if that person is dead. Don't even know if they're missing, and then you find out that person's been dead since February, and they just been thrown in a grave, like you said, like an animal, just a dead animal that they dragged off the side of the street and just thrown into some dirt, which is so disrespectful. So I know we got to go, but what happens next? So what can the family do now?
Well, right now they have retained counsel. They've retained Attorney Benjamin Crump. So obviously there's going to be some civil, a civil matter, more than likely a lawsuit filed. Right. I know the mayor, who is black, said that, there was just a miscommunication, but they're going to have to do better on this miscommunication. To your point, Claudia, Mississippi is 37.8% black. And so, again, we keep talking about Mississippi. I can't remember, but this has to be like a third or fourth story, like back to back, about what's going on in Mississippi. So, again, the communication, they're going to have to do better than just put it in the paper. But again, multiple issues that we keep dealing with in Mississippi, and they're having some problems as well that they're asking people to get engaged with as far as the police are concerned. So just more activism, more awareness that we can talk about here on the Breakfast Club, because obviously a lot of the mainstream or other media outlets are not covering it at all.
Well, thank you, Tez. And that is front page news. Now, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Let us know how you're feeling out there this morning. Again, 800-585-1051. This is where we open up the phone lines and allow you to get it off your chest. Whatever you need to say, call us up right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up. In the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne is out. He will be back tomorrow. And everybody listening right now, Donkey of the Day. If you want to give somebody Donkey of the Day, Charlamagne is not here. We're going to let you open up the phone lines and let you give whoever you want Donkey of the Day. So the phone lines are open for you, 800-585-1051. It could be your mama. It could be your daddy. It could be me. It could be Claudia Jordan, who's guest hosting.
Hey.
It could be Tez. It could be Shaw. Whoever you want, it could be. So you can get on the phone lines right now, 800-585-1051. And let's get in some front page news. What up, Tez?
What's going on, DJ Emmy? Good morning, Claudia. You notice how he slipped us in? You got something you need to get off your chest?
No, I love y'all. I'll be good.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's jump right into it. Sports last night, the Bears beat the Vikings 12-10. Now let's talk about Giving Tuesday.
Yes, today is Giving Tuesday on a lighter note. So, we had Cyber Monday, we had Black Friday. Want to remind people this is one of the most important days of the year. But nonprofits and industry groups say that donations are far down compared to previous years. So a lot of the nonprofits have been struggling, but they're looking to make up the difference today on Giving Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Now, Giving Tuesday is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. This started as a hashtag in 2012, and it has grown into one of the biggest fundraising dates on the calendar. Many nonprofits will be running matching campaigns. So certainly look to see if some of your nonprofits will match that. And that means that obviously if you give $5, they'll give $5. Now, some of the nonprofits won't have the resources to do that, but still, I encourage folks to give anyway. Small donations really do make a difference. I know people say, oh, what is $5 or $10? But it really does add up. The Giving USA report found that fewer people are donating as well, with less than half of Americans giving to charity in 2022 compared to the 2/3 who gave in 2000, when the trend really picked up. So if you have today, give to your favorite charity. And if you don't know who to give to, just try to, I guess, think about what is most important to you. Is it social justice? Is it the homeless? Is it prison reform? I can name a lot of organizations that I suggest people support, but find something and give $5 if you can, and it'll make you feel better.
Yeah, and not only that, I always tell people all the time, a lot of people out there have kids, and a lot of times their kids outgrow things. And we always think about, what am I do with this, whether it's an old stroller or some old clothes or an old crib. People need that type of thing. So those things are so expensive right now. So if you have things that your kids have outgrown, instead of tossing them out, instead of throwing them out and getting rid of them, give it to somebody who actually needs it. Like my whole kids' nursery, because I'm done with kids. I'm not having no more. So my whole kids' nursery, I'm going to give to a family. Me and my wife just going to figure out how we're going to do it. But we just want to give to a family that we can help, that somebody that might not be able to afford a crib or a dresser or a bassinet or all the things that we have for our children. So just give to somebody who might need it.
And we waste so much, so that's dope that you do that. Mm-hmm. Don't you find yourself throwing we waste food, clothes, and just replace them, but we don't really do much with them as far as giving them away.
That's right.
Great idea.
One of my favorite things to do, I'm sure you guys have probably done this before. I love when I'm going through a drive-through, getting coffee or something like that, paying for the person behind you.
Yep.
That really makes a difference. Hopefully the bill's not too big, but too large for folks. But that's something, even at the very simplest thing, you can do. You just never know how you brighten up, the person behind you, what kind of day they're having. So at the very least, maybe try that, pay it forward.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about Honda.
Yeah, once again, I try to look at these recalls, guys, because, again, we have so many listeners, and especially when it's a car that is common that a lot of folks drive. Here's one that I found with Honda recalling 300,000 cars due to seatbelts. Obviously, that's a major issue, not having a working seatbelt. So if you are driving a 2003 or 2024 Honda HR-V or an Accord, they are missing pretensioner rivets. Now, that is the seatbelt component that tightens it into place during an accident. So obviously that's very, very important. Mm-hmm. Now, this defective piece can cause a risk of injury in the event of a collision. Honda said that they have put out a notice, but wanted to let everyone know that, yes, if you are driving that vehicle, please, go get it looked at. Again, 2023 and 2024 Accord or HRV.
Okay. Now, yesterday, Tez, I was dropping off my daughter at dance, and on the way back, there was a 1986 Honda Accord on the side of the road, light blue, which was my first car. I pulled over and taped it because I felt like I was a kid again. 1986, It had roll-up windows, it had cloth, but that was my baby back then, and that car was in beautiful condition. It only had 60,000 miles on it. The guy who had it had preserved it for that long. The car was beautiful. He wouldn't sell it to me though, but the car was beautiful. I just got out and just started videotaping.
You tried to get him to sell it to you.
Definitely. He was like, no, that's my car, sir. I'm not getting rid of it. But
I feel like Hondas were a lot of people's first. That was my first car too.
Honda?
The fifth year didn't work. My interest rate was probably 25% because I had bad credit, but I love my Honda.
I love my little Honda.
Me too. That was my first car that I bought, like by myself, at the Honda Del Sol. Yeah, Hemi don't remember the Honda Del Sol, but it was a fly car, had the little drop top. I can't remember. You don't remember the Honda Del Sol.
They had a little pickup in them.
We had Accords, Civics, and Preludes. I don't remember Del Sol.
Cute little two-seater.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that is front page news. Thank you, Tiz.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
All right. Now, when we come back, we got to talk about love a little bit. Now, this conversation comes from Claudia Jordan. You was out last night with your friend.
I went out with a girlfriend of mine. Her name is Sonia, and she said I can use her name, so it's okay. So she used to be a model on Deal or No Deal with me back in the day. Mm-hmm. Former Miss Venezuela, beautiful girl, and she got married.
Okay.
She was married. She was over there in London, and, everything was fine. Anyway, she took some medication and had a weird reaction, woke up paralyzed.
Wow.
Lost all the strength in her legs, and she's been going through therapy. It's been really tough for her because she had the glamorous, beautiful life, the perfect life. Anyways, she's getting a divorce. Her husband said that the wheelchair turns him off.
Really?
And it got me thinking. I told her, I said, do not take it personal. That man married your outside, not your inside.
Facts.
So I want to know, talk to people about that.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people, does your person love your outside or your inside?
Let's talk about it. 800-585-1051. Men and women. If you were in a relationship, you were married, and the person that you were married to becomes paralyzed, where they need you for everything, would you stay in that relationship? Probably, maybe not be able to have sex. Maybe not be able to do the things that you were able to do before. Would you still stay? That's why I always tell people, you want to be in a relationship for love. And it sounds so cliche. Yeah, I want to love somebody. I want to love this. But a lot of people are in it for the wrong reason, right? They're in it for the looks. They're in it for the money. They're in it for what they think they can get out of it. But looks fade, and sometimes health fades. And that's what you want to be in a relationship for, regardless of what happens to you, whether you get old or you have cancer or you can't take care of yourself. You want that person to be there wiping the drool off your mouth, being able to wipe your ass if you need it. And that's what you should be looking for in a relationship. Money comes, money goes. I think we've all been in a situation where sometimes we had it, sometimes we didn't. And you want to be there for love. And let's talk about it. 800-585-1051. So let's say this situation happened with you. Your spouse was not as pretty as she was before. Or he's not as handsome, or his, he became paralyzed. His penis didn't work, or you couldn't have sex. Would you still stay in that relationship, or is it like, nah, this is just too much for me, I gotta leave? Let's be honest. Let's discuss. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.